just look around the room here and you can get a look at 19th century academic paintings. Now, last time we talked a little bit about different kinds of trends that were going on in Europe at the time. We had the Munich Academy, the Dusseldorf Academy, we had the French Academy, and here we have a continuum. And these kinds of paintings were what were popular at the time, but also the way you had to create architecture, design, painting, sculpture. You really didn't have the freedom that we're going to receive following the advent of Impressionism in about 1870. That's when all, pardon my French, hell broke loose. The yoke was lifted off the shoulders. The camera had been invented. We no longer needed to imitate nature because you could take a picture. So artists were free to pour their guts out, their soul, their heart, their emotions and their spirit, and go bananas. And they did. One of the things I like to do with the children is talk about this as a still life painting. Yes, he is a cardinal. Yes, he is a human being. But in this case, he's being used as a still life prop. I know that he was trained in an academy because technically he is a genius. Holmberg understands that when you get older, your skin somehow gets more translucent. I don't know why that happens or how it happens, but you see lots of different mottled areas and shades and color. You see the age marks. Even his fingers are puffy. You know, doctors tell me that's congestive heart failure. I say, go away. But even the puffy fingers that I see on older people that I see on me now. But anyway, and then I looked at the fabric of his robes, and I understand that this fabric is only made in one place in Spain, northern Spain, that is used for the cardinals' robes. It's a very special color, and you look closely at those robes, and the color that's more worn on the sleeve than the cape, and everything about it. The love that he shows for these objects. Each one of these things is a treasure, and you do find these things in European treasures to this day. And why a church treasury? Before there were art museums, there were church treasuries, because the families, if they died out, would leave everything to the churches. That's why the Vatican is really the wealthiest museum in the world. They don't even know what they have. They don't even know where it is, half of it. And guess what, folks? You paid an admission. They charged admission to the church treasuries. So museums said, well, they charge admission, we can charge admission. It's a good way for us to get revenue. So they now think that's why museums charge admission. You thought you knew the answer. So it's funny because when people ask me, do you have some favorites? Do I have some favorites? Oh my. And this is one of them. I just love it. So there's my papa. I love him. So here we have the worst example I can show you of academic painting. No, I don't like this painting, but I love to use it because it shows you what, my God, we needed Impressionism. Look at this. Not only is it boring, but it's weird. First of all, there must have been a huge sale at the Hancock fabric place. There is enough fabric there for the three of us to get in. Of course, you notice the no bra look. You know, underwear. Remember underwear? Doesn't go back all that far, folks. That would have been fun running around with no underwear. So she has the cross your heart bra look, you know. It's a way of sort of stabilizing things, sort of. And of course, She's holding up gobs of fabric because that shows wealth. If you have a lot of textiles, it's wealth. And the hairdo is antiquities, the costume is antiquities. We're trying very hard. I don't know, there's just no life to this. But anyway, this is a good example of what was considered chic of the week and a little bit why painters said, I don't want to paint like that and I don't want to paint that. So the Jerome I wanted to talk about because it's one of the most beloved paintings, maybe the most asked for in this series of works. The two majesties, the king of the planets, looking at the king of the jungle. You know, I just find it amazing. It's just one of those things, you don't know why you love it, but the Lion King changed our lives. After the Lion King, holy woof, we were just inundated with children screaming over this. And Jerome was a big kahuna too at the Academy. He was interested in Egypt, surprise, traveled there, and there was a lot of interest of the French in North Africa. And so it became an inspiration not only for painters and architects and designers, but for writers and historians and poets and so forth. There's another kind of funny story because when we were getting ready to celebrate our 100th birthday, and the curator at the time, I think, was Dr. James Munday, and at our meetings one day I heard him say something about, you know, for years we've been looking for this painting and it's just disappeared and there's no record. You know, in the old days, museums didn't have registrars that kept track of where things went and why and when. So one day I was in the meeting and I heard him say this and I said, well, I know where that painting is. You never asked me. Well, why would you ask an educator? They don't know anything. And I said, I know where that painting is. And he just looked at me and I said, yeah, I do. I'll take you there right now. I said, it's hanging in the dining room at the Milwaukee Club. Well, how'd it get there? Well, I don't know. That I can't tell you. And no one at the club could. But I said, it's been there ever since I was born. 1940. Shh. 1940. And I said, I used to entertain myself looking at it. My father was in international business and entertained a lot of foreigners. And I had to go and sit quietly at dinner and not talk. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me not talking? But I was told. But I said, it's okay as long as I can see the lion. And then I would pretend, let's pretend, and had a lot of fun. And it was always one of my favorites. And once in a while, I'd make him just stop so I could run in and look at him. So there he was, fine. He was over the buffet, he was in great shape, and we brought him home. And to this day, the children still love him.